Hello students, it's Sam Bennett, your guide to critical thinking, and this is another short video on a key concept. In this video, I'll discuss the difference between inductive and deductive arguments. This is just the first video in a series of videos on inductive versus deductive, so be sure to watch the others. So first, let's get clear about what arguments are, right? Before we dive into deductive versus inductive arguments, let's be clear about what in general an argument is. So here are two different ways of understanding what an argument is. And both are correct, okay? So first, in an argument, the speaker gives you a reason to believe some claim. Second, in an argument, the speaker draws a conclusion based on some information. Let's dive into both of these, okay? First, in an argument, the speaker gives you a reason to believe some claim, okay? So they're going to make a claim. For example, maybe they claim that John is guilty. Right? They think, they have the opinion that John is guilty of the crime. But in an argument, they will also give you a reason to believe that John is guilty, right? So John is guilty for his fingerprints were on the murder weapon. John is guilty is the conclusion. And then for his fingerprints were on the murder weapon, there's the premise. In other words, his fingerprints were on the murder weapon. That's a reason to believe that John is guilty. So, in this passage, you are being given a reason to believe John is guilty, and that's why it's an argument. Here's another way of understanding what an argument is, okay? A second way. In an argument, the speaker will draw a conclusion based on some information, okay? So in this case, the speaker draws the conclusion that John is guilty from the information, which he considers to be true, that his fingerprints were on the murder weapon, right? He takes the fact that his fingerprints were on the murder weapon, or what he thinks to be a fact, and then he draws the conclusion that John is guilty. And that makes this an argument. Now, shifting gears, I have a question for you. Think about this. Is it possible for John to be not guilty even though his fingerprints were on the murder weapon? I want you to pause and really think hard about this question. It certainly is possible, right? It's possible for John to be not guilty despite the fact that his fingerprints were on the murder weapon. How? Well, maybe he was framed, right? Somebody might have, while he was sleeping, put the gun in his hand. You know what I'm saying? He could have been framed. So it's possible. But I have a second question for you, okay? All right, I really want you to pause the video and think hard about this question. Is it likely, is it probable that John is guilty if his fingerprints were on the murder weapon? Is it likely? Yes, it is very likely, right? It's possible. It's possible that he got framed. Okay, I grant that it's possible that John got framed, but it's not likely. Okay, it's very rare for people to get framed for murder. Extremely rare. All right, now here we are. Inductive arguments. This is an example of an inductive argument, right? Why? Because the speaker doesn't mean to say that the conclusion follows 100% from the information. Right? The speaker understands, look, I get it. Maybe John was framed, but this is the point. The likelihood is that he was not framed. And so the likelihood is, what's very likely is that John is guilty if his fingerprints were on the murder weapon. So this is an inductive argument because the speaker does not mean to say that 100% John is guilty due to the fact that his fingerprints were on the murder weapon. He's just saying, look, it's likely that he's guilty given the fact that his fingerprints were on the murder weapon. All right, now I want you to contrast that with the following. I want you to imagine, close your eyes and imagine this. I come to your house, Sam Bennett, I come to your house with a birthday cake. And I give you this cake and I tell you that I made the entire cake. I want you to imagine this. After taking a slice of cake, would you ever ask me this question? Would you ever ask me, Sam, did you also make this slice? You understand? In other words, I know that you made the whole cake, but did you also make this slice of the cake? Would you ever ask me that question? Really pause the video and think hard about that. Would you ever ask me that question? No, you would not. Now, why is that? Well, think about it. Here's an argument. Because Sam made the whole cake, he made this slice of the cake. This actually is a deductive argument because the intention is to say that Sam 100% made the slice of cake. You would never say, I think that Sam probably made this slice of cake since he made the whole cake. No, 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 no. Your intention would be to say, no, it's 100% guaranteed that if Sam made the whole cake, he made the slice. That is a deductive argument. All right, so in conclusion, a deductive argument, it's where the conclusion is supposed to be guaranteed by the information. Guaranteed 100%. Whereas in an inductive argument, the conclusion is supposed by the speaker to be only probable or likely, thanks to the information. All right, thanks for watching this video. Remember, this is just one video in a series, so make sure to watch the others as well as rewatch this one.